Hi, today we're going to make crispy Brussels sprouts with balsamic and honey. We're going to start with 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a teaspoon of salt, some pepper to taste, 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of good honey. I'm going to wash my hands and then we'll get going. I'll wash my hands in warm water with soap for 20 seconds. We're going to trim our Brussels sprouts just at the edge. Careful not to trim too far because we'll end up tearing off all of the leaves that you want to hold together for the Brussels sprout. And any large Brussels sprouts, we're going to cut in half. Really big Brussels sprouts, we'll go ahead and quarter. If you like to keep the leaves for extra crisp in the bottom of the pan, you can certainly do that. These Brussels sprouts have been pre-washed. So we're just going to go ahead and trim all of these. Once your Brussels sprouts are trimmed, arrange them on a rimmed baking pan and toss them in your 1/4 cup of olive oil to coat. Some people may dislike Brussels sprouts due to the slightly bitter taste, but roasting these sprouts helps reduce the bitterness. The honey and balsamic vinegar add a slight sweetness, and that actually further masks that bitter taste. We're going to take our salt and pepper and sprinkle it over the top of our Brussels sprouts as evenly as we can, and then we're going to give it just one more light toss before we put it in our 425-degree oven for 20 minutes, or until they are fork tender. We'll set our timer for 20 minutes, and then we'll check our Brussels sprouts for fork tenderness, and about halfway through our cooking, we're going to pull our Brussels sprouts out and add our balsamic vinegar and honey. 10 minutes has passed, so we're going to check our Brussels sprouts in the oven. We're going to give them a little toss so they get evenly roasted. Ooh, I can smell them, and they smell really good. They're looking nice and crisp. You can see the extra leaves that have fallen off are crisping on their own, and so they'll be just a little more crisp than the Brussels sprouts themselves. We're going to put them back in for 10 more minutes. They'll be fork tender by then, and we'll be ready for honey and balsamic. These Brussels sprouts have been in the oven for 20 minutes, so let's check their roasting. Just right. We're going to give them one more light toss. Very nicely roasted. We're going to check for tenderness here on our biggest sprouts. Beautiful. I have mixed the balsamic and honey, and we're going to drizzle that right over the top of our Brussels sprouts. We're going to toss them one last time. Again, that balsamic and honey just cuts the edge of the bitterness of Brussels sprouts that a lot of people don't like, and the roasting helps with that also. So the nutrition facts in this recipe are for the honey and balsamic. But if you don't like that taste, you can add just a little bit of maple syrup to replace the balsamic and honey. It adds just a little bit different flavor. These Brussels sprouts will make a great pairing with the mini meatloaf recipe and chocolate-covered strawberries for dessert. These Brussels sprouts will have the most flavor when you serve them warm with the balsamic vinegar and honey drizzled immediately over them.